So I'm feeling a little agitated today for no real reason. just it's a funny how little things can impact you. Like, I don't know, the feather stuck in my throat right now. like, oh, my symptoms have mostly still been none to mild, but I'm having mouth sores, which is a common side effect. But also, I've most of my life been kind of prone to getting like canker sores, and so right now it just feels like just a bad mouth sore that I've had a million times in my life. So it's kind of like, well, whatever. I got some stuff you put on it, and you just brush your teeth a lot, and try to take care of it, right? But it's also now like, okay, if this is like a side effect, and this is something I'm going to be feeling a lot for the next, I don't know, 6, 8, 10, I don't even know like how long to expect side effects to go on after the third session, which is mid-September. So I'm realizing, like, I bought all these items for, like, I was so focused on digestive health or digestive comfort that I bought, like, all kinds of, sort of salty plain items, right? So like I had these cassava chips that are really good. And I had a bag of them yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's a delicious bag of glass, because that's what it felt like I was eating. I'm like, oh man, all these like pretzel crackers and other things that I bought. I'm like, I can't trail mix. I can't eat any of that stuff right now, and possibly not for the next, couple months. But I also like mushy stuff. I like pudding, and I made a casserole today with some of my crackers that I can't eat anymore. So I think things like that can probably just like irritate you, as well as just sort of general frustration of your life being thrown into this upheaval and feeling like you don't have control over things. And that's it, being like the fact that I feel like everything's outside of my control. And some things feel like they're outside of my control, but they really aren't. I've been so dependent on, like, especially for my sister to help me make decisions, and sometimes she helps me make decisions that I'm just not capable of making for myself right now. And so that's great. But also there are some things I'm like, you could decide that on your own. Like, you don't need somebody to manage every moment of your day or anything. So just thinking about, like, there's this process of letting go of control, which is like anytime you're experiencing anything in your life where you're losing control, there's just so much to unpack there. There's so much to learn. The hardest lessons and the best lessons of life are the things that you're like, I have full control over this. The universe is like, let's revisit this scenario and see just how much control you think you have. So today I'm helping somebody who's worked with me for many years. And because of all of this going on, I can't really grow my business or work on my business right now. So my business is kind of on hold. Some of the projects that were going, there are people who can keep those things going in my name, and I can still be involved in a little bit of that. But a lot of this work is just kind of like, I don't know what the future of it is. I don't know if I'll come back to some of this kind of work. So one of the things that I've been doing for many, many, many years is work in the food waste space and events and hospitality. And I've got so much content. I'm very known for the content I do in this space. And so I was helping somebody who's been on my team prepare to do some presentations and to do them, normally these are things I would do, right? And it feels really good to give up some of that and control, because I have content, so it makes it easier on her to do the thing. But she knows the stuff. She knows the stuff. She doesn't. I don't need to be on doing the presentation. it feels good to be able to empower someone else to do it. But there was this element of it where it's very kind of standard, if you're doing a presentation on someone else's sort of platform or their audience, they want to, they put their logo on things and stuff. And so that's been a struggle for years for anybody. Oh my God, anybody in my world who's done this kind of stuff, consulting and presentations as an independent, like, the frustration of like, this is how I make my money, right? You understand that this is my product. Like, you can't just take my product and make it yours. And so it's really, you just have to learn how to pick your battles on that. It's very, very frustrating because you do a lot of work for free, right? It's marketing. But it feels like you do a lot for free, a lot of that kind of work for free. And so I think it's just kind of like triggered a little bit of just like years of frustration. And there are a handful of people in my world who we've had this conversation before. And so I just was like, where is this coming from? Because I got really riled up about this idea of like a brand on my content. And then I just, you have to ask yourself, like, okay, what are you really upset about, like, right now? Really? Because, what are you really bothered by? What's really going on? And I started thinking about the fact that, like it just kind of hit me that I'm like, I don't know how many more months it could be before I feel like doing that kind of work again. I'm physically capable or mentally and emotionally invested. And is that what I'm going to want to do? Right? Like, this is a crossroads where I get to, I know there's probably a lot of people who know what I've done over the years would probably find it shocking to think that I wouldn't go back to doing work in food waste, because I'm really good at it and I've enjoyed it. There's a lot left to be done in that space. But I've also taught and empowered a lot of people to do what I do. Let them go forth and conquer and spread those best practices and make it their own and add their own value and spin to it. I'm okay with that. Though there will still be a place for me if that's where I want to be. Fast forward down the road. But part of like letting go is also just like is further allowing like the sharing of what I've done and the spreading of what I've done. Because if I'm holding on to it tightly, it can't emanate into the world. So letting go of that a little bit at a time, I think, is also creating space in my heart for what I might want to dream and pursue that's different. So, from hissy fit to revelation, it's kind of a typical journey for me. I'm sad to say there's probably a pattern that you'll pick up on in these videos of me having a mild meltdown or tantrum and then just realizing the beauty in it, the treasure underneath all that chaos and confusion and fear. Just not fear, I'm not like afraid, but there is like a sort of scare. There's unknown, there's the unknown and there's adventure in that, but naturally there's a little bit of, I don't like the word fear. I need a different word, because I'm really not afraid. Maybe I'm just sad maybe it's more like I'm mourning the ending of one era of my life and the beginning of something new that I'm unsure of and questioning whether or not I will succeed. Maybe it's more of that. But either way, sorry for the dirty bottom of my feet. My tattoo on my ankle right there is the name of my company, Astrapto. And I did that 10 years ago when I did this tattoo like I think maybe 7 years ago. I started my company 10 years ago. When I got this tattoo, I did it because like, even if I don't have my company always and forever, because who knows, what it stands for and what I stand for is embedded in that. And so whether it's my logo or someone else's logo on my content, the essence of what I've brought into the world and how I have impacted is embedded in that logo. Astrapto means to illuminate. And I have illuminated and enlightened everywhere I go. And I will keep doing that regardless of whose logo is on the slide.